Okay, so we're going to have a look at creating an animation using keyframes. The great advantage with After Effects is you can bring lots of different file formats in. Here we've got 2 Illustrator files, we've got some solid colours that we've created in After Effects, we've got some video footage. We're going to combine these to create an animation. Okay, so we're going to create animation involving the logo, so I can just show and hide the text, which I can show and hide there, and then the logo, which I can show and hide. We're going to start with the text, and if I select the text layer and then press, if I just expand this layer, you see we've got these different transform options here. I just want to isolate and select opacity. To do that, I can press T for opacity. And then you see the opacity is set at 100% at the moment. If I just activate that and turn that to 0, press enter, you'll see on the timeline here, if I click on the stopwatch here, it automatically creates a keyframe set to opacity 0 at that point. Now what I want to do is move to frame 2. To do that, I can type in 200, press enter, and that will precisely move the playhead to frame 2. And at frame 2, what I want to do, so all I need to do here is again activate this percentage, type in 100, and you'll see it'll automatically place a keyframe at that point because I've changed the value. So we've basically created a simple fade from 0 to 100 over 2 keyframes, as you can see displayed in the composition window here. Okay, and the keyframes are represented by these diamond shapes. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to animate the logo here. Now what I want the logo to do is appear from off screen vertically, animate upwards. So what we can do, so obviously with this animation rather than opacity we're dealing with position, so if I select the logo layer and press P for position, you'll see that property appears. Now what I can do is I want to create 2 keyframes, so I can click on the timer here and you'll see a keyframe appears at the beginning, and then if I move the needle to 2, again I can either type that in here or just drag the playhead. Now if I want to create a second keyframe here, this diamond shape represents a keyframe, so I can just click there and that turns blue, and that also places a new keyframe at the point I want it. So now if I take the needle back to the start here, select the first keyframe here, and then we have the X and Y properties of this. So this is basically the position in terms of X and Y of this logo on the screen. So the Y properties are the second set of properties here. Now if I click and drag that value, you can see if I hold down Shift it speeds that up as well. And if I drag that to the right, you'll see the Y value increases as it gets lower and disappears off the screen. And now if I scrub the playhead, you see it'll go from that new position to the original position that we set at the second keyframe, and there we've created our animation. Okay, so if we move the playhead back to the beginning and press spacebar, that will play that through, so that's looking okay. What we could do is, if we want the text to fade in after the logo's in place, for example, again on the text layer, I can click and drag that layer. Okay, so what I thought I'd do is I'd position the first keyframe of that layer with the second keyframe of the logo layer. So once the logo's in position, then the text fades in. The other thing here is we can alter the motion as well. Slightly sort of robotic, linear, this motion. So what we can do is we can create an ease in and an ease out to kind of make the movement look just more pleasing, really. So to do that, what we want to do is we want to select the both keyframes, because we're going to apply this to both of them. So if I click on the position property here, you see that both the keyframes turn blue, and then to add an ease to that, if I go up to the animation menu here at the top, keyframe assistant, and easy ease, you'll see that the change from the diamond shape, that indicates that they've turned into an ease now. So if I press space again, that will play through, and just subtly the movement eases in and eases out. So it kind of starts off slow, speeds up a bit, and then slows down again towards the end. So it's just slightly more pleasing movement. Sorry, I'll play that through so we can see the text fade in as well, and then the text fades in after that. So we've just tweaked it, altered the movement, and some of the properties.